access to them as a petitioner as I do the actual proprietor.
That's right.
So maybe I'll go that way
Get
since
more
they're
money
getting
back.
one and a half.
All right, finally, did you see the 60 Minutes profile on Killing Jesus and me, your humble correspondent? Did you check that out?
I've watched it on a perpetual loop since it happened. Hey, here's the difference between me and you, Billy. I'm a bit of a lapsed Catholic. Last time I went to confession, I said you first. But I know when the Holy Spirit visits you in the middle of the night, he tells you to write books that'll sell 10 million books. When the Holy Spirit visits me, he says, buy O'Reilly's next book retail. Then he just flies out of the room. That's the difference between our lives.
Don't you think that maybe the Holy Spirit, both you and I, when we're on stage at the Boulder Fresher show, I mean, don't you think there might be a little inspiration coming down there?
I think the Holy Spirit says, I wish I was God the Son so I could make a buck and get into that VIP line and meet these two geniuses.
Yeah, sure he does.
I wish I was what?
We apologize.
Something where you say, quite human or something, so you can come down and meet
The
the two of
show
them.
rolls into Nashville, Tennessee a week from this Friday. Jacksonville, Florida a week from Saturday. Miller and I will also be in Orlando, Florida, January 18th. That show will sell out. Tickets make great Christmas gifts. Info on BillO'Reilly.com. On deck, a disturbing story out of Florida. A man run down by a police car and a cop is fired. Right back with that report.
Why is that disturbing? That's the way it should be. I don't know why he ran him down.
Did you see where they raped their woman? I mean, not
They didn't rape her. They stripped her. Unbelievable. She's going to win a lot of money.
Hi, I'm William Devaney.
The only problem is, I'll bet you they don't fire those 3 screwballs. But
Used to be just having wood for
and I know they told her to lift her leg. That looks exactly like what she was doing.
Not anymore.
Now she was drunk, so maybe she didn't have her full, ability to control herself 100%. But there was no reason for what they did other than pure prurience.
I buy my gold from Roslyn Capital because I trust them. Roslyn has the
They
best
should not be on a
prices,
police
the
force.
fastest shipping, and the best customer service around.
They should be in jail for rape. Well, not rape, but
protecting my
molestation.
power against the rising threat of inflation is more critical now than ever.
And then they tried to cover it with, oh, she did this and she said
Yeah, they
that.
didn't do anything.
What's in your safe?
I would be screaming bloody murder or something.
And a free IRA
His raping is, and that female cop should have done something.
Yeah, she pulled off her pants.
Yeah, she should have. She should be top on the list of people fired.
Yeah, she's
You didn't stand up for her.
exactly.
She got intimidated by men. She doesn't need to be a policeman.
Financial options for your
It
retirement.
should be all
Maybe
female.
how to provide some
I can't believe
Well,
they
yeah.
did that. They could have just locked her up.
Well, that's what they did. They should have done.
But they-
In fact, the room they had her in was a padded room. They should have put her in there and locked the door.
Being used by hundreds of thousands of other Americans. It allows you to eliminate monthly mortgage payments.
Until they got 4 females to come in, and that's what they had to, felt they had to do.
A government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG
That was
allows
just
seniors to
pathetic.
stay in their
And
home
right on
and turn
camera.
equity into tax-free cash.
They had to know they were on camera.
There are no credit score requirements, and remember, you continue to retain complete ownership of your home.
Call
I'm degrading. Then to be on film like that.
Yeah.
And have it shown all over the world, all over the, well, yeah, maybe even all over the world.
Absolutely free.
Find out more.
They didn't even take the film out of the camera and sequester it.
1-800-791.
They gave it to a news station.
Let me tell you a story about
Unbelievable.
The whole thing. And that's right here in Illinois.
Where?
LaSalle County.
And there's some misconceptions about reverse mortgage.
Don't quite know where LaSalle County is, but
If they have an existing mortgage, and that it could mean giving up their home. But take Sandy
Wasn't there a governor's wife or something
that they call the AAG.
That did what?
that they strip searched somewhere?
Yeah, a long time ago.
In a small
retain complete ownership of their home. They also learned that most people
town,
use reverse
she-
mortgage to eliminate their existing monthly
wherever it
mortgage
was, she got
payment.
on.
AAG's American
This woman's gonna be
Trustee
wealthy by
Reverse
the time this is
Mortgage
over.
lender with a 93% customer satisfaction rate. So join Sandy, Greg, and 500,000 other Americans.
Call 1-800-660-8341
That's the
now.
sheriff's
Receive
department,
your
not
free
the police
information
department.
kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-660-8341 today.
Back in the big segment tonight, did you see that? Last May in DeLand, Florida, police attempted to pull over 38-year-old Marlon Brown for a traffic violation. But Mr. Brown tried to elude the cops, even leaving his car and running away. He was then run over by a police cruiser and died. This happened just
Whoa.
25 miles away from Sanford, Florida, where Trayvon Martin was killed. The officer who hit Mr. Brown with the car, James Harris, has been fired but not charged with a crime. Here now to explain further, Fox News anchor Martha McCallum. So why did this happen? If it was just a traffic beef, why did it happen?
They said they pulled him over because he didn't have his seatbelt on. But obviously he panicked and ran, and one of the other witnesses in the car with him said that he said something about, I can't go back to jail again. He did have a record, forgery, theft, no violent crime, a possession crime of marijuana, but it appears that he was very afraid that he was going to have to go back to jail.
For not wearing a
the
seatbelt?
officer, he got pulled over at a traffic stop, and that's all the
He
police
had
have said
drugs.
about why they did it. Whether they had suspicions on him, I mean, that's really hard to
Yeah.
watch. Now, the other thing is that his family feels that the autopsy was overruled. The person who did the autopsy said that it was traumatic homicide. And also, the chief of police fired him instantly when he
Right.
saw this
Fired a
video.
police
So
officer.
clearly the chief of police felt that there was a crime here.
Well, some wrong.
Fired
I wouldn't say
instantly.
it was a crime, but some wrongdoing. But now the family has hired Benjamin Crump, who was Trayvon Martin's
That's right.
lawyer, and so this is going to be a fairly big deal. We reiterate again
Was it a
that
white or a
the
black
police
guy?
officer was fired, not charged by the state of Florida. We don't know what happened, but we know it shouldn't have happened because you don't.
It's very surprising that they didn't indict. I mean, we
And
all
there's
know
witnesses
that they
there,
don't
right?
have
His
hands
friends.
on
The camera.
They have got this kind of evidence. It's very strange that there's no indictment. So the family wants another medical examiner to take a look at it again, and hopefully they hope to.
I think the state of Florida should try to put this thing in a perspective so everyone understands. All right. Now, at the Dallas Cowboys San Diego Chargers game, another terrible thing, and this is happening more and more all around the United States at sporting events. Roll tape.
Moments after the Chargers beat the Cowboys today, there was another fight, but this one was in the parking lot. Here's cell phone video that captures the entire ordeal. Everywhere. Witnesses say the fight was all about fans arguing over the game.
All right, this is
Jeez.
San Diego at the parking lot of the stadium tailgating. Anybody charged?
Two people have been, one person was arrested, he was released. They're looking for the other person in that video. But the larger picture here, as you pointed out, is the overall violence that we're seeing at all of these games. You've got Jonathan Denver, a 24-year-old who was stabbed to death at a game. You also have Brian Stowe, a couple years ago, who his crime was
Those are
wearing a
baseball
Giants
games.
shirt. That's a
Those are
that's a baseball game.
But here's the problem.
It's out of control.
Have you ever gone to a professional football game?
Of course.
Okay. The tailgating situation
Exactly.
now is now hours long. People
Yeah.
show up 2-3 hours ahead of time. A lot of them drink. I can't go to Giants Stadium to see either the Jets or the Giants and sit in the stands because people then recognize me. And half of them, not half of them, a lot of them, are drunk out of their minds before the game even starts.
And there's
Because
the problem.
that's
They've
what's
made
going
rules
on.
about how much alcohol they'll sell. You can get one drink during a certain period of time.
But
But
it's
they're
not in the
drinking-
It doesn't
stadium.
matter.
They're
It's
like,
all happening at the
yeah, they're
party.
bombed
They're
before they
coming
get
in
it. So
drunk.
what do you have to do?
No,
Breathalyzer
what
test
they need
before
to
you
do
get
is
in?
throw
Yeah.
out some drunk people from these these
Right.
stadiums. They need to crack down. They need to have a no tolerance policy. They need to say if you're behaving in a way that is not in keeping with what the stadium expects, you're out of here.
That's
if they
true.
do that enough, people will start to get the message.
But you now go to a football game or even a basketball, hockey game, or baseball. The obscenities, the
It's awful.
chants,
No, it's
all of that.
absolutely. They have to crack down. They have to toss people out. The guards have to say, you know what, buddy, you're out of line. You're drunk, and that's foul
We're
language, and you're
becoming-
out the door.
We're becoming like Great Britain in the soccer stadiums there,
I've been to
where
those
it's just
too.
a free fire
Yeah,
zone.
no,
That's what we're becoming
we
here.
rarely have a game where they don't bodily drag somebody out of those games. So.
All right, Miss
Here's
Martha
the
McCallum, everyone. Factor tip of the day. Are you mad as hell about anything? The tip, moments away.
Show Dirt who's boss with Stanley Steamer. And right now, get a professional deep cleaning for only $99. Just $99. Order now using promo code SPECIAL.
Well, how was it?
Oh, you want to taste it?
Ruby Tuesday
No.
introduces new flatbread.
So was it the way you wanted it?
For a multiple
Yeah.
of a price.
All right.
Just $6.99. That's right, just
Down there.
$6.99. Or combined with unlimited trips
We're
to
having,
Fresh Garden
yeah.
Mart for just $2.99. And
See, it's better when you order it yourself because I would
Tuesday.
not have remembered about the garlic.
I felt broken. I thought that I was going to take my life. Feels like
I can't
some sort of
eat
monster
this.
walking around. Little kids
No, are you so hungry?
scream and yell,
I
run
couldn't.
away.
I couldn't like
My
it.
scar is a visible scar.
My concern is the scars that you can't see.
Can't finish it.
I'm Trace Adams.
We're
I
all
want to
getting-
tell you about these true American heroes and how you can show your thanks by helping them through Wounded Warrior Project. Many of these service members suffered traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder.
PTSD is certainly a different kind of battle, a war that I've never fought before.
One day I was laying in the hospital bed and there was Wounded Warrior Project. I realized there was hope.
The job of helping thousands of our warriors rebuild their lives is massive and growing every day. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. You'll honor and empower them so they can aid and assist each other.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because contributions help us get back the life that we once knew. I'm proud to be the man I am right now.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month and you'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket. Please don't forget our warriors. Make that call now.
Fact tip of the day, are you mad as hell? In a moment. But first, now, Kevin Dunn, Charleston, South Carolina. Mr. O'Reilly, your compromise idea to Senator Cruz was pure trash. That's not the way the insurance market works. Well, you have no clue, Kevin, none. My compromise is a delay for individuals to sign up on the exchanges. That's it. That's it. Kool-Aid and foggy your brain. Jim Rao, Kentwood, Michigan. Senator Cruz and the Republicans must represent us, and we don't want Obamacare. Same Kool-Aid, different point of view. Hey, Jim, did you miss the last election? Mr. Obama won.
I'm sorry,
And
I think you
healthcare
cheated.
won. Law of the land, Supreme Court affirming.
We should have
Doesn't
cheated
matter
worse.
what you want,
He
because you
was-
live in a republic where the majority rules. The way to destroy a bad law, which Obamacare is, so I agree with you there, is to win Congress and the White House. Doing a kamikaze routine that alienates many Americans, not going to accomplish that. Wise up. Carson Mueller,
Yeah, but
Phoenix,
neither is
Arizona.
the-
Obamacare reminds me of prohibition, bad law, that will be repealed. I think your prediction is correct, Carson.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
South Carolina, nice town.
Yeah, but by the time it
Spot on
did,
regarding
things
the
had
breakdown
really
of
gone
family
to
as being
hell.
the primary reason for violence. Everyone wants to take a Band-Aid approach to the family problem, but we need to make it a major issue. Richard Lowe, Harris County, Texas. As a retired deputy sheriff, I know that having babies out of wedlock is now a big business. The nanny state rewards women for doing that. Lorraine Eisenbarger, Salida, Colorado. Combs is right. It's more than just a dysfunctional family situation. The culture of the neighborhood creates problems as well. But
That's
families
true.
would not be living in perilous neighborhoods if they had the resources to get out. That's why you don't have children at age 16 with a guy who's high risk. Are we all getting this? Otto Larson, Pueblo,
Come on,
Colorado.
Bijou.
Mr. O'Reilly used the purpose of killing Jesus to stir up controversy and make another pile of money. That's it, Otto. You nailed it. Tom Duran, Braden in Florida, the Holy Spirit moved me to read Killing Jesus, but it was O'Reilly and Dugard who are making me enjoy it so much. Both Marty Dugard and I, thank you, Tom, but talent is given to each of us, I believe. It's how we use our talents that counts, but it's given. Drew Swanson, Spokane, Washington. Bill, this talk about you going to hell for writing Killing Jesus is nonsense. Well, I am very glad to hear that, Tom.
Who said that?
Thank you. And finally tonight, the fact tip of the day, tomorrow, we will launch a brand new segment called Mad as Hell. In it, you, the viewer, will tell us what tees you off mightily. So far, we received thousands of letters. You can send them to us at madashell@foxnews.com. Madashell@foxnews.com. And we'll read the most interesting ones with Juliet Huddy commenting. Also tomorrow, the return of Miss Megan Kelly, everybody. Whoa! Good factor on Thursday, a factor tip of the day. That's it for us tonight. Please check out the Fox News Factor website, which is different from BillO'Reilly.com. Also, we'd like you to spout off from anywhere in the world about anything we say and do on this program. O'Reilly at FoxNews.com, O'Reilly at FoxNews.com. Name and town if you wish to apply a word today. I like this one. Do not be a poltroon when writing the factor. Again, we have two methods of writing. Write about the topics on the program to us, okay? And then you write about Mad as Hell at that separate address, okay? Don't kind of cross them over. And I'm looking forward to minutes. I've already got the letters, and they are really funny. But we're doing it for next week, so write in, okay? Again, thanks for watching us tonight. I am Bill O'Reilly. Please always remember this thing stops here. So definitely looking out for you.
Did you talk to Caroline?
Yeah, was going tonight.
Yeah.
President Obama summoned the top 4 congressional leaders to the White House, but after more
See
than an
if she
hour of
likes
talks,
it there.
nothing was accomplished, and once again it was made clear the Democrats will not even negotiate, not even talk to Republicans. Watch.
They will not negotiate. We had a nice conversation, polite conversation, but at some point, we've got to allow the process that our founders gave us to work out.
And he says, no. All I want to do is go to conference on a short-term CR. We have the debt ceiling staring us in the face. And he wants to talk about a short-term CR?
Our way or the highway. Meanwhile, over on Capitol Hill, tempers were flaring with lawmakers shouting. And of course, irresponsible rhetoric from the left was on full display. The worst example comes to us courtesy of Democrats.